Sabrina. Welcome back. I am glad that you are here. I am going to show you the August releases for Everyday Explorers, and I love them. They're going to be so much fun to work with. All right, so I am working with two of them, and the first one is trip planning, and this one has all the fun prompts for when you get ready for a vacation, you're on a vacation, and I am going to use it in this video where I show you how I'm going to do an overview using all the prompts that I can. I'm going to try to squeeze in all the prompts that I can on this fun layout. I've used my Cameo to cut out a bunch of circles. So I have that, and then I'm going to use this stamp set. So you have things to pack, places to eat, today's activity, today's plan, call for reservations, must see, must eat, and must try. So all the perfect prompts to document a vacation and planning a vacation. And then the second one is another Kari Stiles stamp set, and it is called Enter Quietly, and I am so excited for this. I love trees, I love being in the forest, so this is perfect for me to document all our adventures in the trees. So you have the word trees, you have preserve, respect, protect, look up, a leaf, and then a couple different icons to make different patterns, and then this really cool circle, and then some coordinates, enter quietly, and then size, leaf, and branch. I'm excited to use this for maybe collecting leaves in the fall. That's going to be fun. So lots of great prompts to get you to document being in the trees, and I have a project over here to document being in the trees in Santa Cruz a few years ago. So two great stamp sets with a lot of invitation to tell lots of different stories. So I hope you guys are excited to see my projects. Like I mentioned over here, I have two projects, but for this video, I am just gonna focus on this stamp set, and I'm gonna start a traveler's notebook for a trip we went on a couple years ago, and I'm gonna just do it in traveler's notebook style. So I'm gonna do an opening page with all these stamps, and then a traveler's notebook page using some Studio Calico digital papers. All right, so I'm gonna switch to voiceover and get started. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna start with the intro page, and I had a really great idea to use a ruler to kind of keep my words straight. It was like a light bulb moment, because if you watched any of my other videos, you know I have a really hard time with this alphabet stamp set and keeping it straight. So using the ruler definitely helped, but then the next time I went to use this stamp set, completely forgot to get out the ruler. But for this project, I remembered, and I put summer road trip, and then I put the year, which was 2019. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a bunch of colors. You can see them up at the top of the screen, and I am just going to stamp all over this traveler's notebook page the different little sentiments and stamps that are on this stamp set. Since I plan on going with a citrus twist notebook outside of the page protector for the most part, I am doing 5.25 inches by 8.25 inches. I have stamped today's plan, book hotels, today's activity, things to do, places to eat, day one, spots to visit. So basically, like I said in the introduction video, every single phrase stamp that applied to this vacation I put on here in a variety of colors. And then I'm going to finish it up with some of the arrows from the markup stamp set, one of the most versatile stamp sets that I have in my collection, and I really love that as the finishing touch. It was the perfect finishing touch. And then I will move on to the recap page, where I basically took a bunch of my favorite photos and then cut them out on my Cameo and made them into 1.75 inch circles. And as you can see, a lot of these circles right here have foam dots on them already. And that's because this is take 2 of this project. I didn't like the first
what I came up with for the first time, I really didn't like it. So I took it all apart and I started over, and I wanted to focus on the softer colors of green and blue. So I took the tree stamp set, which has a lot of great pattern building type of stamps in it, like the different leaves, and then also a dotted half circle or maybe a quarter circle, and then also this really big leaf that I'm stamping. And so I'm making a variety of clusters in several different spots on this circle traveler's notebook page. And I am also going to struggle a lot with getting these circles straight. I probably should have done my trick of where I print out the photos and just turn down the opacity, and that way I know exactly where the photos are going to go, because I kept having to peel them up and get out my ruler and make sure everything was straight. And like I said in the introduction video, the papers are from Studio Calico. They are just 3x4 journaling cards that I have trimmed down to fit into the circle. I picked like a palm leaf and then also a topographic map. And then I did stamp on one of them with the tree thumbprint looking stamp, but I am going to replace that in a little bit. And what I did for this page is picked out the highlights of the trip. So like starting the trip, my daughter taking my husband's energy drink, and then making it to the beach and catching crabs, and then my son in front of a funny sign, and then a skull that we found. So just a great mix of different photos from the trip, and also photos that I could really use the stamp travel planning stamp set. And up at the top right corner, I put another green piece of paper to kind of tie in the green blue focus, and I am going to put the square journaling piece there. And like you just saw, I went back and stamped in some more half circles and waves. And then on this little journaling tag, I also stamped out must see, and then a few other phrases that I needed to stamp again, because like I said, this was my second take on this project. I had a black polka dotted paper, and it really took away from the softness of the project and just took away from the photos in general. So ripped it all up, and I came up with this one, and I really like it a lot better. So down on that corner where it says 34, that was actually the age that I turned. So I really loved taking a picture in front of that. And I made just a small little cluster with must see and then today's plan. And I just tucked that into that photo with me by the rock. And then I have another cluster by the hotel room that I just love taking the hotel room number. I don't know. I just don't ever take the hotel key, but I take the photo of us in front of the hotel room or just the number. And then for the journaling stamp, I just wrote out our action-packed summer getaway, and I just put the ocean and then where we went. And I also stamped out another circle that said must try and then spots to visit. And since I've been trying to use up my stash, I also made sure to include a little mix of wood veneer, stars, and circles. And I also stamped the view from here, kind of stamped it a little messy, but I really like how that turned out. And then I will finish up with gluing everything down and also adding in the wood veneer. So I'm glad that I stuck with this project and made it come to life, even though it was a little bit of a pain. But I love this project, like I said, and it just turned out so great. And I'm glad that I can start on another project for this little adventure we went on. You guys loved seeing the August releases and enjoyed seeing this project. All right, have a great day. Bye.